And good evening. I'm back again. I know. It's been 2 weeks. Last week was Halloween. And I wasn't feeling very well the week before, so we kind of gotten past Halloween and we're back. We're back with vengeance. How is everybody tonight? I'll give everybody a moment to pop on. I'll just have a little drink while I'm waiting for you. What has everybody been up to? Oh, I can't speak today, I must admit. We have Handy Scandy here and Hazel. Hiya both. You okay? Sorry, I am still taking vitamin C. I'm not 100%, but close enough. So yeah. And we have Nicola here. Hi Nicola. Yeah. So cheers everybody. Nothing alcoholic for me though. Alison B. My first time joining a live, really. Welcome, Alison. Yeah, it's fun here. We're nothing too serious. We're here for a bit of a crafty chat, and we chat about all kinds of stuff. Honestly, who else do we have here? We have Olga from Brooklyn, New York. I'm not even going to pretend. I'm not even going to pretend to do that Brooklyn accent. And we have Ellie as well. So great to see everybody. Yeah. So what have I been up to? What have I been doing? All kinds of things. I'm in the middle of doing some new designs. Excuse me, just a second. Yeah, so I'm doing some new designing for the new year. Lots of really cool items. Yeah, what else have I been doing? Yeah, do you know what? That's probably about it for the moment. I've got my head down. I want to create something pretty cool. Again, just come out into the new year, kicking and screaming with some really cool items. Let me know, what have you been doing today, eh? I know everyone... There's all kinds of things been going on with obviously the US elections, and I'm not going to talk about that at all. Mainly because I don't really know anything about the American system and how it works and who voted and how you voted. Let's keep politics way out of this. Probably a good idea. We don't want to get people upset or irate about whatever way it went, whether it went the way you wanted it to or not. But let's try and keep the politics of craft, if that's the case. Well, Samma's here as well. So Ellie said she's been making a card today using my fabulous cat stamp. Oh, the birthday one, nice one, the 20th anniversary one, limited edition. I don't think you can get that now. I think that's completely gone. Just see, I wish I hadn't even mentioned pretend the election never happened, or I never mentioned it. Yeah, it is what it is. Just crack on, carry on crafting. That's what I say. Yeah. So you'll have to show your card, Ellie, in the makes either on the Facebook group. Just please do share it. I'd love to see what you've been creating. Love to see what everybody's creating. It's just me personally getting around to commenting, especially on the design team stuff, about all the stuff they create, because they are absolutely amazing. Design team, take a bow. Yeah, and can I do that? Can I do this? Can I do that? You guys are amazing, as per normal. Yeah, it's trying to keep up. I've got so many things to do. The Facebook part of it, I'm kind of still learning a bit. I don't know it all. Having lots of assistance on, especially like how to pin things. Did not know how to do that before, I must admit. Yes, so am I, when I finish them anyway. When I finish them. So yeah, it's just I think a progression of kind of like where visible image is going and kind of where we started. Kind of like, yeah, I wouldn't say it's, you'll know the style, put it that way. So it'll be the same style as per everything else that's been created. Little bit inky, pretty cool, iconic. I know, one of my favourite words. But yeah, something that's like, wow, you go, I love that. So I hope you do. Yeah, so what am I going to do tonight? That's a good question, actually. Let's have a look. What am I going to do today? I am going to do, well, we're chatting as well, so please chat about anything that's been going on in the world that you want to talk about. I'm here as well. I'll join in where I can. But tonight, as well as having a bit of a chat, I'm going to have a play with this. Now, I had a play with this one a couple of days ago because I've done some social media stuff for our marketing team, which involved this, which was making like clean and simple cards. Now, I am going to do a clean and simple card tonight, but because I was asked to do a very clean and simple card, I missed the process out, so I'm going to do another process on top of that. So it's a little bit more involved. So it's not quite as quick, especially if you're in a rush to make Christmas cards. But you can apply the same principles to batch making your cards. So, to keep it neat, clean, and something interesting and cool for you, and you can see what you could do with this at home as well. Again, it's what, especially Christmas time, batch making, keeping it clean and simple, those kind of punchy, iconic images, that's what you're going to want to go for. I'm just kind of reading. So, all right, Nicholas is excited for the new stuff. That style is exactly what we love. Okay. Be true to myself. I'm trying to. So yeah, I'm going to do something with this because it's one of my favourite stamps. I do enjoy this one. Excuse me while I have another drink. That doesn't look that good, actually. That's like a vitamin C tablet in there. Probably not dissolved very well. Look at it. I'll drink it anyway. Oh, sorry, Alison. Yes. Let me just go to the. So when we talk about clean and simple cards, we talk about nothing that's overly complicated. Maybe there's quite a bit of white space on there, and you've got like an iconic image, maybe possibly in the center. Again, it stands out, but there's not lots of layers on it, and it's kind of like, it's nice. Well, we call it clean and simple. Whereas you could be spraying inks, you could put all kinds of things on it, you could put lots of layers, you could put texture paste on it. That kind of takes away from being the clean and simple, if that makes sense. So here the design team will probably explain it a lot better than I can. But that is my interpretation of what clean and simple is. So we're going to have a play with this set. It's a great set. I do love this one. One of my favourites. Again, it's probably still on the website if it's not sold out. So you got this lovely large star. You got like a smaller one without any words in it. You got like a cluster of stars there. You got the really cool kind of grungy kind of star word there like that. And you've also got Shining Bright. What I like about this set in particular is that this can be used not just for Christmas, whether it be kind of graduation, that kind of thing. It's a really cool set, so I like this one, really useful. Will it be clean grunge? That's a good question, Alison. No, it's not going to be clean grunge, not today. Let's just see where we go with it. Again, the word grunge. One interpretation of grunge is completely different to somebody else's. And Ellie's saying she finds clean and simple quite tricky. Yeah, I know. Getting it to look great without it looking like you've missed something out as well. You know, sometimes it's a balance. It's a balancing act. You've just got. It's hard to get right, but you know when you get it right, you do get it right. And yeah, if you're prone to inky fingers and you're doing clean and simple cards, then yeah, you're going to be very careful you don't get those inky fingers on your white spaces. That's not a very good idea. So yeah, try not to do that. Right, okay, so I'll make a start. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my stamping platform out, which I've got, and we got to one side. Yeah, so again, this is a Misty one, but there's lots of different brands of stamping platforms. I'm kind of talking for anybody who may be new to stamping. So yeah, just don't worry about it. Come on in, over and come on in. So yeah, this is kind of like where, you know, where, especially with large stamps, they're great. I mean, you could use a block if you wanted to. You could always put your stamp onto a clear block and then ink it up and stamp it that way. But I personally find, you know, I love this stamping platform. Right, so let's make a start. So these are magnets, obviously keeping my work nice and flat. There's my stamp with the star. First things first, I'm going to get some ink. Now the ink we're going to use some, we've got some VersaFine. This is the Onyx Black one I've got. And we're just going to ink that up. So let's go in with that ink. I keep on threatening myself that I'm going to re-ink this. I haven't re-inked it yet. So, you know, we'll just have to go with the flow. And if we've got to go in twice, then we'll go in twice. Again, just go over that stamp like so. Take your time, give it a chance for that ink to transfer off the stamp onto the card, and then you'll be away. Now, first time, if it doesn't come out right, I mean, it's a little bit patchy in there, a bit faded. It's not as dark as I want it to be, but that's fine. We can go back in, we'll re-ink it up. And that's one of the beauties of using a stamping platform, is that you can do this. So go back in, press it down. Just because I want a nice and dark image, I want a nice, when I say black, I want my blacks to be black, not kind of like a shade of grey. So we'll take that off there now. And you can see that's much better. Right, so I'll take this off here. And we will clear emboss this. So what I mean by clear embossing is we have some embossing powder, which is, this is a Wow clear gloss embossing powder. And what I need to do is I need to put a piece of card underneath. We shall just open that up and we'll sprinkle this over the stamped image. Lots of you will already know this, so I'm kind of talking to myself as though I'm a beginner. That's fine. And then we'll tap off the excess. And this goes back into the tub, so you never waste it. Oh, I'll tell you what I did do. I forgot to mention. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted now. I went to the NEC. Yeah, so on last Friday, I went to the NEC, which is an exhibition centre where Gemporia Craft, which is what Visible Image has become part of now, or like a larger company. So yeah, they were at the NEC, had a stand. So I was there on the Friday and I was demonstrating on the Friday afternoon. So yeah, you know, a lot of live people sat there. So yeah, demonstrating. So it was good fun. So I did a couple of demos. I think I did 3 demonstrations. So yeah, it was really interesting. And we have Auntie Caffeine Cards. That's a brilliant name. Lots of caffeine, I'm sure. Are you new, Auntie Caffeine Crafts? So I don't really want to call you Auntie. If you want to tell me what your name is, great. Or we'll just stick with Auntie. I don't know. Right, so let's get back to where we were. Okay, right, so far I've put some clear embossing powder on this. Now the next thing we need to do is I need to get my heat tool. and we'll just turn that on. So once we get it to the right temperature, you know when it's the right temperature, when your kind of skin starts melting, no, when it gets very hot. Okay, so I'm just going to go in there. Can you see that? I'll show you in a second. It starts turning a glossy black. Still one of the great things to first time learners is great to learn. When you first see it, you are like, wow. Okay. So we're done with that, and I shall show you what the difference is, how it looks different. Okay, just gonna go onto my camera. Excuse me, whilst I zoom in. Let's see if we zoom in there. Right. Okay. So if I just hold it, and then you can just see how it's gone all shiny and glossy. So that is the embossing powder, and if you feel it, it's got like a slight raised. It feels slightly raised, which is nice, but it goes all lovely and shiny, as you can see. So that's, I like that camera. It's good quality today. Right. Okay. Cool. Right. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to colour it in now. You could, if you wanted to. You can easily use lots of different mediums here. This is where you can have lots of fun. So, you know, it's up to you whether you want to use possibly like alcohol markers. Maybe you want to use your... Maybe you want to use pencils. It depends, because if you're batch making cards, this is the kind of thing either that you're going to do on your own, or maybe you want to do it with somebody else as well. Maybe you can be stamping them, somebody else could be colouring them in. It's entirely up to you how you do it. You can also use watercolours as well. So if you want to use your watercolours, you could do that. There's lots of different ways you can colour these in. Or possibly, if you've already got ink pads, just spritz a bit of you know, mush that onto a craft sheet. Use a little bit of water and use that as ink as well. So there's lots of different ways you can colour these in. For simplicity and ease, I'm going to use like an alcohol pen. This particular one I've got lots of different ones. I've got Spectrum Noirs, I've got Graphite. So there are lots of different brands of alcohol markers out there. Just choose one, or choose whichever colour that you've got. I find them pretty much, you know, pretty similar, most of them. I mean, obviously you can buy expensive ones, or you can buy relatively good value for money ones. I'm of the opinion, and it is just my opinion, is that in terms of value for money, I think the ones that are less expensive are probably good enough. I really do think they're quite good. Unless you're like a professional artist who uses them day in, day out, I can't see the you know, how much money it costs. I mean, some of these pens can cost like I don't know, £5 or $5 or $6 each, but you can buy like sets of 12 for like, I don't know, $15, that kind of thing. So you can see the difference in the prices of this product. But you know, for everyday use or just for colouring in small items, I can't justify myself, to be quite honest with you. I mean, obviously this is what I do for a living, but I can't justify buying the most expensive ones either. I mean, I presume the most expensive ones are the Copic ones. I cannot justify that price for myself. I don't colour enough to use them that much. That's the way I see it. So let's go in, and we're going to colour this in. Lots of these pens, they're double-ended, so they'll have like a chisely end, and they'll have a pointy end as well. A pointy end, a fine tip. So again, they're not the same as, like, you know, the old style kind of felt tip pens that you had when you were a kid. These are much better, much better. So again, because they can blend, you can blend the colours. If you've never used these before, I would, take your time and grab some and see how cool they are. So I'm just going to colour this in quickly, and I'm going to read a few comments while I'm at it. So who else we got? Oh, Olga saying she loves the stamp. Yes, and Olga hardly uses watercolours. Right? Okay. Aha, that's true. Yeah. Well, it's. I think it's phases, Olga. I go through phases where I'll non-stop use alcohol pens, and then I'll be using ink pads all the time. Yeah, it's sometimes it's nice to have a change. I do like how similar that using these are to using watercolors. Very similar indeed. So again, you can flip from one to the other quite quickly. Pens and kind of like acrylic paints are a little bit of a different kind of fish, and watercolor pencils a little bit different as well. And yeah, my pen's kind of dying out. I'm just use the other end, I think. Right, we can get through this quicker that way. Right, okay. So yeah, it's yeah, I love anything with colour is really cool. I think I like that, and I like this particular colour. I don't even know what colour it is. What colour is it? Oh, it says it's called lipstick, and I'm not sure this actually is the original colour. Quite often, if I've used a colour a lot, as in this particular one, I'll have done things to it to try and get more life out of it. Whether I've put like some alcohol in, just like isopropyl alcohol in there, just to try and give it some extra life. Not supposed to do that, but I know. I don't know what the real answer is. Or probably just buy a new pen, I would say. Because lots of times now you can't get re-inkers. Lots of companies have re-inkers for their pens. Lots of them don't. Or they start them and then they just discontinue them. So it's really hard to know what to do with the best. That's why I'd probably say don't, maybe not invest too much in very expensive products. It allows you to buy other products. That's my logic in it. So I'm just reading a few more of the comments there. Right. Ellie's saying you love watercolours and right, but I use lots of different media. Ah, right. Yeah, it's very true. Again, some things work better with other things. So I'm just going to quickly finish colouring this in. You can go around this quite a few times if you want to, just to try to intensify that colour. Again, when it dries, it kind of dries pretty uniform. Okay. So we have our lovely star. Now, I will colour in this part as well. I didn't really actually, I'll explain later why I didn't really have to colour this in, but I thought I would. I'm going to colour these circles in as well. Just to kind of add a little bit more. Now, you can quite easily do this. See, if I'm batch making cards, I would do, like alternate colours. Some of these I would have this colour, then I'd go to blue or maybe green and yellow. Again, just try and you do a colour that's probably outside the normal. I mean, normally you would think of like maybe yellow for the star, but I kind of quite like this more kind of contemporary colours, which I like. And this colour works well. Okay. So I think we'll stop there with that. I think that's coloured in quite nice. So the next thing we want to do is we get ourselves a card blank. So again, one card blank, and I will get my tape gun as well. Inky backgrounds, yes. Inky backgrounds, I totally agree with both of you. Yeah, totally. I love doing inky backgrounds. Let me just stick this down. So Just going to get my tape gun. My rather large tape gun. Distress inks to watercolour. Oh, yes. That's a good idea. Especially, you know, if you've already got them, then it works, doesn't it? It really does work. So we're going for, excuse my fat head out of the way whilst I just try and line this up to get the square. Okay. Okay, and we'll turn this over. There we go. So now we have something resembling a card. Nearly. So what I wanted to do now is, there are other things. Now, I have also just... Hi Jeanette, how are you, all right? Nice to pop in. You haven't missed anything. We've been talking about all kinds of things that has, yeah, we've been talking about all kinds of things and absolutely nothing to do with Donald Trump whatsoever. He's not even in the conversation. So there we go. Yeah. We're just having a little bit of a play, doing kind of, we're talking about batch making and clean and simple cards at Christmas time. So this is kind of where we are. We've taken our gorgeous stamp set, which is obviously the Shining Bright, Shining Star one. Love that one, it's great. Use it all the time. Again, perfect for batch making. So, now I do have a sentiment. I'm not going to stamp the sentiment out, so I've got the sentiment which I've got here. So I'm going to stick that down in a minute. Again, what I've done with the sentiment, which is this one here, is that I've just simply done it, stamped it onto black card and used white embossing powder. So again, I kind of like how that goes with that. Again, perfect. You can stamp out a load of these, especially for batch making. That's what I love. Again, I think that works really well. So I will stick this part down at the moment, simply because I've got it in my hand. And then we'll move on to the next section. What has everyone had for dinner? Oh, that's a good question, Jeanette. What do you think I had? I had burgers. I say that's a plural, isn't it? Okay, I had two. I know. I should have. I actually regretted it. I had two burger buns with like very thin, like smash burgers in them. One single smash burger, and obviously cheese and tomato and onion. But I had two of those. Now I was going to like double deck them, like double them up, but then I decided I'll just put them all into two separate buns, and I had salad with that, and then I regretted it because after I ate the two buns, I wish I hadn't had the two buns and just had one bun. You know, you regret it after you've eaten it, but there we go. Right, I'm just reading all the comments. Homemade pumpkin soup. Did you say yum? Did you say yum after that? I'm not sure about yum is in pumpkin soup, because normally with pumpkin soup, don't you put like loads of everything else in to make it tasty? I'm sure it was, but I'm not sure about the actual taste of pumpkin on its own. Lunchtime in New York, Boston cream donut. Oh, what is a Boston cream donut? Is that like a jam donut? Because we have jam donuts here. What is it? Like it's got like full of cream in it or something. Ellie had a cheese omelette. Nice one. And Auntie Caffeine Crafts has got leftover meat pizza. What kind of meat is in your pizza, Auntie? And Handy Scandy had oxtails with rice and beans for lunch. Wow, that's different. I can't even remember if I've ever had oxtail before. This is... Don't make me hungry again, please. Chicken fajitas. Oh, Nicola. And homemade butternut squash. Oh, see... This is gonna... This conversation's getting very... I could go for dessert now. And Kate's here as well. Hi, Kate. Well, it's okay. We'd catch up. Yeah, love the star. Thank you. We're just kind of talking about... currently, we're talking about food. Jeanette came in and asked what everyone was filling their faces with. Wow. Auntie sausage, pepperoni, and Canadian bacon. Do you live in Canada, Auntie Caffeine Crafts? Or is it a case of... Yeah, come on. I don't even... Where do you live, Auntie Caffeine? Jeanette saying sorry. Don't apologise. Don't apologise. This physique says it all in terms of food. I can assure you. Been trying to lose weight for so long, but that's the trouble. I love food, and that's not. It doesn't work well when you're on a diet. In my head, I'm thin, but when I look in the mirror, I know it's not the case. It's like a thin ham. Okay. Right. Oh, Auntie Caffeine Crafts in the USA. Whereabouts in the USA are you, Auntie? Would love to know. See, I'm not sure which one of the favourites of the food there would be my number one go-to food at the moment. I think I'm going to stick with my burger that I had earlier. But the pizza, you see, that's a close second. And the Boston cream is custard filled with chocolate. Oh, now Boston cream is custard filled with chocolate on top. Custard with chocolate on top. Okay. Has it got like? Is it a donut then? Am I missing that bit? Is it like? Has it got those things on a donut, in a donut? On top? I don't understand. I missed the thread of the conversation here. Oregon. Oh, I don't know where Oregon is. Is that in the middle somewhere? Yeah, I don't. I try not to look in the mirror. It's not a good look, and frightening if you try and look in the mirror without your clothes on. Oh, it is a donut, right? Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. I must admit, we're getting totally distracted with food, and I've not even stuck this down yet. Oh, right, it's an American eclair. Do you know what you know what my favourite chocolate is? What's your favourite chocolate then? What is your number one chocolate? I bet you the UK does a better chocolate than anywhere else in the world. I will put it out there now. You grew up in CA. Is that California, isn't it? Yeah. On the west coast above California. Oh, nice. Northwest. Okay. Sorry, I'm not being ignorant. I just live in the UK. I know there's lots of states over in the US. I don't know where each one is. Did Oregon? I don't want to get into politics, but did Oregon end up being blue? It was blue, wasn't it? I'm sure I saw a picture saying it was blue. In my head, there was blue on California and blue on the left hand side, and it didn't go red. Was that right? I don't know what blue and red means. I don't even know what your party stand for. I don't know. Lindt chocolates. Do you know what? Do you know what? For me, chocolate, UK chocolate, Cadbury's chocolate. I think the number one. If you don't have it over there, you need to try it, or maybe we'll send one out. Is a Cadbury's flake. Oh, they're amazing. Absolutely amazing. Cadbury's is nice and all, but I do prefer a piece of Lindt. Yeah. Do you know what? Yes, I do like Lindt, Jeanette. But if there's anything, I find Lindt, you can't have too much. Whereas I think with Cadbury's, you can kind of overdo it. You can stuff your face a bit too much. Whereas Lindt is a kind of it's very. I always find it very sickly. It's so nice. It's too much. You can't eat a lot of it, or maybe you can. Cadbury's is different in the UK than yes. That's because of the temperatures out in the US. So I believe I've heard that they put stuff in it so it doesn't melt. I don't know. Maybe that's just one of those fake rumours that goes around. Yeah, Cadbury's flake. You see, when I say when we have like do you have this over in the US? In the US, do you have like ice cream vans going around? Well, quite often on maybe estates where people live, like here, we have like an ice cream van, and they'll like drive around the estate playing their do tune, and then you'll go running out, and then you're going to buy an ice cream off them, and it's always those like kind of soft whippy ice creams, you know, those ones that come like that. But in the UK, if you ask for a 99, which sounds weird, can I have a 99, please? It's like it's a cone with a whippy ice cream on it, so it's twirled there, and then it has a Cadbury's flake in it, which is a stick of chocolate. But it's hard to describe what a flake is. It's like folded over whipped chocolate. It's really strange. It's amazing though, because the texture and the taste of it is amazing. Everyone loves the ice cream truck. You do get that in the US then. Yeah. Talking about ice cream. Do you know what? I'm tempted now to as soon as I finish this live, I know I don't have any ice cream in the freezer, so I'm gonna have to go down to our local shop and get some. I know. This physique will not change. Flaky. Yeah, it is kind of flaky. Is it flaky though? Is it flaky? I'm not trying to think of flakes. They're kind of big flakes, and they're not flake. I know it's called a flake, but yeah, it's hard to describe. So, we are going to stick this sentiment down eventually. After we've talked about ice cream. Now, I would say that the US has probably got the most amazing ice cream flavours. Although there's some pretty cool flavours. When I've gone away on holiday or vacation, as they say in the States, when I've gone to where did I go? Like to Greece and stuff, they've got some really nice flavours of ice cream. I do like ice cream. I don't know whether we'll want to talk about ice cream. Seriously, is that true, Shirley, or is that just is that one of those facts that isn't true that is true? It could be true. You know what, Shirley? I'm gonna have to look that up afterwards now. If she really did invent soft ice cream, I'm not sure whether I want to thank her or not for that. So, I mean, if you don't know who Margaret Thatcher is, she, not going to talk about politics, but she was a Prime Minister years ago, and she was a Prime Minister for quite a long time in the UK. They used to call her the Iron Lady because she didn't take any messing around. But she's not exactly, I don't think she was well liked. Put it that way. So, she's infamous for being the milk snatcher. So, yeah. Do you know what a milk snatcher is? Well, when I was a child in primary school, yeah, or maybe infant school. So I don't know, I don't know what primary school. I can't remember. I don't know what the ages are. But when you first go to school, I don't know, you're about 5 years old. Well, when you used to go to school, you used to get milk. in the morning you would get milk, and it was provided by the government and the schools. So you would get like a little tiny bottle of milk and a straw, and you would have that in the morning because it's supposed to be good for you, that kind of thing. Well, she's famous for being the person that took it all away. So she was forever known as the milk snatcher. Oh, sorry. I believe it's true, but I'll have to fact check you now. Okay, you're not on trial, Shirley. It doesn't matter. I say things all the time, and I find out later that they weren't true, so it's fine. But it's interesting to know these things. Oh, Auntie Caffeine says everyone knows who Margaret Thatcher is. Really? Even over there? Impressive. Yeah. She had one of those voices. Okay. Right. So now we could leave it like this, and I'll tell you what I did. So for my move this out of the way now. When I did some ultra quick and easy cards, I did this, but then I also did, what did I do? Okay, so we did the same thing in, let's move this camera just out of touch. So we did that colour, and then also did one in that colour, and then I also did one in that colour. So we did 3 different colours, and I think the only slight difference is I put a little bit of white pen along the edges there. Now to mix it up a little bit more, what I've done is I stamped out another star separately, and I coloured it in, and I used glossy accents on it, and I put a little bit of glitter in when the glossy accents were wet. So you can see, I'll put this down now, you can see, camera, wake up, there we go. So you can see how different that looks. And strangely enough, I always find this I don't know whether you notice it as well, is when you're doing your own kind of crafting, is that sometimes glossy accents, see I coloured that in exactly the same colour, but can you see how the colour changes slightly? And I kind of like it like that, but it's just something to bear in mind if you're putting glossy accents on it. So I've coloured it in with glossy accents, and with what did I do? Oh, sparkly stuff. So I used, what did I use? This was Cosmic Shimmer, and it's called Holographic Glitter Bits, if that means anything. Let me just open this up for you so you can see what it's like inside. So they're all kind of bits of, they're all different sizes as well. They're quite sparkly, they're quite cool. I do like those. Goes a long way. I've used loads of this, and I've still got loads of it left. So I do like that one. That should be right. I've just looked, and Mr. Whippy ice cream was created in the 50s by W. Oh, okay. Okay. So we all know the facts or not. She had something to do with it, possibly. So that's what I used to make our kind of sparkly kind of star there, and I like that. I mean, you don't have to do that as an added extra, but I did want to do that because maybe these ones here, the ones that are kind of flat, you could. I've even got another one here. I'm just thinking a few extra. I'm going to be giving these out to our neighbours. So yeah, you can see that. I mean, besides except for the word star, everything is pretty flat. Again, nice, quick, simple, and they're kind of you could put them out there, no problem. This sets of 5 or something. It's entirely up to you. Again, make some lovely, clean and simple cards. But maybe if you want to do a special one, you'll want to maybe like jazz it up a little bit. So again, you could do that. I mean, in theory, you could put glossy accents on the flat ones as well and do it that way. But if you want to make an extra special one, then you're going to have it. I'm going to have this one raised up a little bit, and I am going to colour that. Do you know what? I'm going to put some sparkle on these sections here as well. So I'm going to do that in a second. I'm going to stick this down first. Jeanette, yes, I know. The more glitter, especially for Christmas, everything's going to be sparkly, isn't it, at Christmas time? So yeah, it's again, you know, having that little bit more of something is definitely good. So I'm just going to use some. This is silicone glue. Again, you know, if you're a lover of your pads, stick with your silicone pads. There's no right or wrong way. And I must buy some more because I'm starting to run out. Oops. It's I always use silicone glue. Okay, a little bit more there. Right. One of the things to buy, all my staple things I always have. Right, so I'm going to stick this down. And I will just kind of bend it just a touch in. You always find with the glossy accents that it does try and pull the shape of your project out a little bit. So I'm going to stick that down there. Now I'm going to use some glossy accents on this, and if I use the glossy accents the same, that will turn that the same color as well. So I'm not too worried about that like that, but I do like that as well, even if it was a different color. The camera wake up a little bit. There we go. Okay, right. So let's get some glossy accents. I still got a little bit of a sniffle. It's nearly, my cold is nearly gone, by the way. Nearly gone. So just blob your glossy accents there. Now, you could quite easily, if you wanted to, just put a little bit more glitter in there. But I think just having the star that's glittery kind of make it stand out that little bit more. Again, love a little bit glossy accent. You can't go wrong. Now, I haven't done the inside of this in terms of a sentiment today. But there's, you know, obviously we could choose loads from any of the VI range. So just, okay. Does everybody use glossy accents, and do you find sometimes that your thing gets, mine always seems to end up kind of like bit kind of gets blocked. I know there's supposed to be like a pin inside, but it doesn't seem to work that well. So, oh, thank you. The star is Disco Queen, is that right? Thank you. And oh, why am I playing with it upside down? Right, there we go. Let's get this the right way around. I mean, what's good is that, you know, you've got that kind of layered thing going on there. So this could be, you know, if you want somebody send this to somebody a little bit extra special. When that's dry, those colours that's starting to change colour already. When that's dry, that'll change up to that lighter colour. But again, people will go, wow, I do like that. Again, simple and different, very contemporary, very different for a Christmas card. But you know, maybe you want to do it in more traditional colours. If you want to do, maybe instead of having a black border, you could possibly use some greens or reds or whatever colour you want. Maybe that's what you wanted to do. For simplicity, one layer, the black makes everything else pop out, stands out a little bit more. Again, sometimes you don't need an awful lot. Oh, Jeanette's saying, I always have a needle close by to unclog my bottle. Good idea. Really good idea, that is. Yes. Yes, Handy Scandy's saying exactly the same thing. The glossy mediums will alter the alcohol ink. Yeah. I'm not sure why it does that. It's just something that you have to be aware of. I suppose if you're thinking you wanted to match a colour with something and then you put the glossy accents over the top, you need to think about or do one in advance to see how the finished one would look, whether you need to change the colour. Hazel's saying tap it on the counter to get the glossy. Right, okay, yeah. That is a good tip. You know what I was looking at the other day, and I didn't know whether I was thinking about buying some for myself. Was has anybody got the Tim Holtz the the pencils, the watercolor pencils. Has anyone got any? Let me know what they're like. I don't know. I haven't got them myself. I didn't know. I keep on seeing them and I'm thinking to myself, do I want them? Do I really want them? They look cool and I think to myself, maybe I should get them. So yeah, I'm interested in possibly the pencils. I've got some of the crayons, which I kind of quite like. Yeah, I've got some of these the distressed crayons. I just wondered how different they are from that. Obviously, these are kind of maybe waxy a bit more, and the pencils are more watercolor. But let me know, are they any good? I don't know. Let me know if you think they're worth having. I might get myself some and have a play. Again, it's always sometimes you see so many craft products and you really don't know where to start. You don't know what's the best ones to get, and you always got to find that you must use it just to get your money's worth out of it. And I want to make sure that I get the right things. That's it. I've got one set of the watercolor. Shirley's saying she's got one set, had them for a couple of months, and not opened them. That's what I mean. You see, were they that good that you haven't even opened them, or that's the problem? I see them. I'm thinking, should I get them or not? Handy Scan is saying she doesn't have them, but have expensive no-name brand from Amazon. Fair enough. Again, I don't know whether I can justify getting them for myself. Wish list, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and Alison says she's got the Derwent ink tents. I only have 12 at the moment though. Yeah, I think it may. Is it those ones? I think it's those ones, Alison, isn't it? I think I've got some of them as well. So again, looks like some of these I've never even used. So again, I can't. Do I get them just to say that I've got them, or should I buy them because I really want them? I need them. Yeah, do you see how many? There's so many good brands of products out there, and it's knowing A, which ones to buy, and B, do I really need it? Summer's saying she's got the Derwent, and right, looks like Derwent's like a hit for everybody. Maybe they are a good price. Derwent makes some cool products, I must admit. I do like some of their stuff. So yeah, I can't think of what else I've got of theirs. But yeah, I do like their stuff. So let's have a quick look at what we did earlier. So again, a little bit more. Let me zoom in just to see. So this is what we've got different colours here going on. This is one that's, oops. So one that's flat, except for the star, and then this one, we've got the raised star as well, and we've got that glitter and the glossy accents going on there. Again, just work out, obviously your colour will match whatever you're going to do, but I think that's, I'm thinking about sending some of these out. I know last year I didn't do it. I know it's embarrassing to say that I actually bought some cards and just sent them out. But this year, there's no excuse, and I'm definitely going to send out these cards. So just to my neighbours. So I saw something. What did I see funny the other day? I won't tell you now, but I might. There's something funny about sending cards to your neighbours. So I may do that. We'll see. Yeah, I'm just reading all your comments. It's nice to see out so many people here today. So it's great. Wow. Very, very good. Thank you, everybody. Much appreciated. Apologies for last week, but Halloween, I honestly didn't think anybody would be here. Everyone was knocking the door. I honestly thought we had like coach loads of kids arriving onto our estate where we live. And it was just chaos. There were so many people. It was unbelievable. I mean, they had a good time. I did not dress up. So did anybody dress up? I want to know. I want to know who dressed up here. I did not. What a shame. So I'm just wondering. So next year, Maybe I'll dress up for Halloween next year. Yeah, I think I will. I promise I'll dress up for Halloween next year. It's been just a crazy time. And I forgot to say earlier on, we didn't have a nightmare, but we had a bit of a warning going on. It was basically because Helen was driving home from dropping our daughter off, and there was like warning lights coming on in the car. I mean, she did. Obviously, if you see warning lights in the car with big exclamation marks, red triangles, system errors. When you see all those things on your dashboard flashing up, you're thinking, "Oh no, what's happening? Like the world's going to end." And admittedly, I would have been exactly the same. I would have been panicking on the side of the road. But she managed to drive home okay, and it turns out that it's the sensors on the all the camera sensors around the car. They were obviously a little bit dirty, so I've cleaned them, and the warning signs have disappeared off the dashboard. So she's had to go out again now. So I'm hoping that when she comes back, she'll tell me that there's no warnings. Fingers crossed on that, because that's the last thing I want to be spending my money on is a car. I don't like cars. Well, I say don't like cars. Some people love cars. I know some men love cars and love their cars. I see it as something that gets me from A to B, and I don't care what it looks like as long as it's like it's reliable. I don't mind. I don't really mind what it is. So as long as it gets me from A to B safely, that's all I care about. And to have to spend, if I've got to spend money on something that's just sat there doing nothing, I mean, I can't do creating with it. It just seems to be a bit of a waste. So I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that everything's gone all right. No, you did not miss last week, Alison. You were lucky. I should have. I was supposed to come on and say it. There wouldn't be a live, but because you didn't see it, maybe you didn't notice. And so please do subscribe though. If you're on YouTube watching this now, hit that subscribe button, and there's a little bell as well, so ring that bell, and then as soon as I say that I'm going to be going live, you'll know in advance that I'm going live, so you can watch if you wanted to. I'm not sure exactly whether we're going to stick to the Thursdays. It seems to be working okay. If you think maybe another day would be better, or maybe I'm going to mix it up. I do have to do some more videos at some point, some more pre-recordeds. I will get back with doing those. Yeah, I'm just reading what your Auntie Catherine is saying. In my neighbourhood back in the 80s, we would literally have 1,000 kids. Yeah, wow, that's absolutely crazy. In the 80s as well. Of course, I must admit, this is like in the UK here. It's been the first time when we had Halloween last week. It was the first time where I remember it being dry. Normally for about the last 5 or 6 years, it's absolutely been hammering down with rain. So yeah, I mean, it's not much fun going out in the rain on Halloween, is it? So yeah. So I shall. Jeanette's saying Thursday is perfect. Thursday work for me. Okay, I'll stick. I'm not going to change it, and you will always be, of course, the first to know if I do. I don't think I'm going to be changing it. It was just suggestions in my head. Thinking, should I change it to a different day? Should I mix it up with doing ones on different days? I don't know. Or maybe in the afternoons. The thing is about the afternoons is some people not here. So I try and do it the evenings or evenings in the UK. I know obviously with time difference in the US and everywhere else. But yeah, it's my evening. So yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed the kind of the clean and simple-ish cards. I'm glad you enjoyed those. Again, very easy to make, and I probably could have gotten away with a slightly smaller card. Maybe this is a 6x6. Maybe I should have done maybe a 5x5. Maybe a little bit smaller, just to bring in that white space a little bit more, and would have been a little bit less bulk as well if you're making lots of cards for batch making. So maybe I'll shrink them down just a little bit more. Who knows? So I shall leave you to your evening. Everyone's been talking about ice cream. You know where I'm going to be going next. I know. I think I'm going to be going to get some ice cream. I don't know what I'm going to have. I think it's going to be Ben and Jerry's, but we'll see. Because there's a, what's it? I can't remember what it's called. It's like a lemony flavour, and it's one I haven't seen before. I've had it once before, and it's really nice. So I think it's going to be Ben and Jerry's. Hopefully they'll have it. If not, I'll improvise. So again, thank you everybody as per normal, and I shall see you here